Hello and welcome to Wrestling Mom's Basement for the week of March 5th. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right. After watching this pay-per-view, we're about ready to review immediately booked ticket flights to Sturgis. So we can do a live show of Wrestling Mom's Basement there. This is hot news right now. We're not going to charge anyone. We're just going to sit down in the park and just film this on our phones. If you want to show up, you can. Joe Nuda.
This is Roy Wall, 1998. Took place on Old Save, 1998. Location, Sturgis Motorcycle Rally in Sturgis, South Dakota. Attendance.
And by the way, I was completely full of crap. We did not book a flight to Sturgis.
I would like to though.
No.
And that's all I'm. That's
we're not big on biking.
The commentator attendance was about 8,500. Commentators Tony Schiavone, Mike Tenay, and Bob Heenan. The summer of celebrities continues. With one of the worst ideas I can imagine. Jay Leno as a professional wrestler. I still don't get who this is supposed to attract. Fans of the Tonight Show don't seem like the kind of people that are going to drop $30 to see something they know is going to be a goofy comedy bit.
Yes.
And wrestling fans aren't going to buy because it's Jay Leno as a wrestler. On top of that, there's one match that's been pushed all here, and it's the Battle Royal. Why they can't just do NWO versus NWO and Goldberg versus Giant is beyond me. But I bet politics went wrong. Let's get to it. The open video is a collection of Tonight Show clips which still do nothing to change the fact that it's push all the J-Lo in the main event.
Yes.
I'll give her a wall this much. No show comes close to having such a unique atmosphere.
It's a cool look for the show.
The announcers,
We're just gonna leave it at that.
And the announcers don't look as ridiculous as they have in your space at this show.
Yes.
The Mike Tenay and Gene Jack is so ridiculous looking now.
Yeah, it really is.
Gene is sailing on a motorcycle to start. And brags about 200,000 bikers being here in Sturgis. Not the show by you.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's what we claimed. The ring and match are one platform, so well. We take things off with Ming versus Barbarian. This is going to be a long show.
Yeah.
The fight starts at the bell with both guys pounding each other and screaming a lot. They fight over a sumo lockup before turning some chops in the corner. Ming takes over with a hard clothesline, though they knock Barbarian down. Barbarian comes out back with a belly-to-belly super punch, but Ming pops up and apologizes. Ming misses a no splash, no sells it, and goes up top again. Barbarian catches him in a belly-to-belly superplex that today told to about 350,000 people being the bike around this. Power Slide puts Barbarian down.
He's a little off by about 342.
A Power Slide puts Barbarian down, but he gets right back up for some chopping. Ming staggers to with some headbutts, and he gets pulled to the floor. Barbarian steps and heads back inside, and then Ming pulling on the tongue and death grip for the pin.
I'm not sure why you had this match open up. I'm not sure if it screamed the exciting opener, that Ming and Barbarian scream that exciting opener that you need. Especially when you have the Cruiserweight division with guys such as Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho, Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis even. I'm not sure why you had this match start off. It's just an odd choice. And to start off with, this match wasn't really any good.
It sucked as a match. But this wasn't the worst idea for an opening match. A crowd bikers is going to respond to monsters being charged for 5 minutes. Look how dead they were for Ring Psychosis.
That's true, yeah.
And they seem interested here. It doesn't do much for the wrestle face, but the show's over for them in first place. Ming won't look at the hole as Jimmy Hart comes in for a save. That goes to what respects here. She marks for the second save. Ming gets triple team, including the top row splash from Hart, so Jim Duggan makes the final save. Draw a big pop from the bikers. I might have watched a few wrestle matches 10 years ago. Today's estimates are now up to 360,000.
Just off by 350,000.
Up next, Disco Inferno and Alex Wright versus Public Enemy. Tokyo Magnum's here with the dancers. Wright rolls away from Rocco to start before he pulls him down and dancing. They fight a reverse lock until Alex drops him down and tags in Disco. He's on quite ready to fight though and drops it for a three-way high five with other dancers. Back in, Disco takes Grunge down with clothes on before bringing him right back in with a missile dropkick. Alex stops for some dancing, turns around on a Rocco clothesline. A double flapjack plus Inferno down, and Tokyo throws in a trash can out nowhere. Grunge gets cracked on the back because the referee is cool with all this. Rocco brings in a ladder, and that's too much for the dancers to go for a walk. Tokyo doesn't want to leave, but his partners come back on the table. Disco grabs the mic and says, let's make this a street fight. Tony states obvious, how we already made this one alright. The referee's fine with that, so Paul Gunn goes to the back to find a toilet seat and a kitchen sink. Grunge pounds on Disco on the floor as Tony hypes up a cookie sheet. Ray suplexes Rocco for a trash can, but Grunge blasts Alex with the sheet for a save. Rocco loads up the foot dive through the table, but Disco misses a save to prevent Ray's demise. The kitchen sink is running nearly broken over Grunge's back. The fans want to see the table while they get Tokyo and Max for his size head. Paul again first the Dayton intro and gives him stereo tongue drops on the Rick come back with a leg lariat to Grunge. Tokyo has won them. By mistake, I put Tokyo his SmackDown. Let's go this guy. By mistake, as Grunge places this guy in the face of the ladder. Alex walks away, Rocco sees the ladder, and Disco's here. Now Tokyo walks away. Leopold and himself through tails to tie each other next to the platform. Grunge climbs the ladder, put Disco on the top table, now Rocco climbs scaffolding for a huge elbow drop. Grunge has to throw Disco inside, avoid top rope splash on return, Magnum, and get the pin.
The match got more interesting with the street fight gimmick attached. Was it any good? Absolutely not.
The match was fun. In a bad way.
Was fun in a bad way.
And the spot at the end was good, though. Also, I'm looking for delay before each table broke.
Yeah.
But it took over 15 minutes to get there. The wrestling stuff at the beginning was a waste of time, and they should just be going through the street fight stuff in the beginning. F. Not horror, though. Horror comes later. Demon League I still be fair free. Up next, Raven versus Canyon versus Siren under Raven's rules. Me hardcore. Raven's music is not the music they think it is. It sounds WCW music.
Yeah.
His WCW music.
Because WWE has to dub it because it's a little too close to the song WCW is ripping off.
Right. His WCW music's good though.
Yeah.
But that song's too awesome, so it doesn't belong on a show like this. So we get his WWE music.
I think Raven's was Come As You Are by Nirvana.
Yeah, that's all.
I believe that's what WCW
So it's just that song's so good, it doesn't belong on a show like this. So we get the WWE version. Which also is an NBA song.
Yeah.
It's like, it reminds me of a Raven.
That's exactly what they're going for.
Oh!
It was just Raven.
The question coming into this is whether Canyon is under Raven's control or not. Raven stays on the apron and tells Canyon to get Siren, only to have Siren take over with some kicks. Raven comes in with a cheer to Siren's back and sees Canyon into the post, where Siren falls to the floor as well. Siren and Canyon get in and fall before he tries to figure out the store to match is only beat 10. Raven sits in the corner while the other two fight over, but they finally realize what's going on. Canyon drop kicks Raven low and Siren belly to back suplexes Raven into a Canyon neck breaker. Canyon throws Raven to Siren and hits a rolling Russian lace dribble Raven for 2 and a nice move. Siren breaks the cover with a guillotine leg drop on Raven for 2, and the moss covered three-handle family credenza against the same old Raven.
I do like that Saturn named his move after that.
Yes.
After Jericho's 1004 holes.
Canyon gets a null from Siren, so Raven places them both in the head with a cheer, only to be sent to the floor. Siren follows him out, so Canyon doesn't both guys give us our first breather in a while. They go with the platform where Canyon was Raven harder to the barricade. Raven comes out with suplex for Canyon down the ramp, designed like a rope. I don't like this later. But Siren clotheslines Raven down for 2. Canyon apologizes Siren on the stage for 2 more, before Raven drops his Canyon down the stage. They fight back in the room, both guys drop down the void, charge the Raven before Siren catches him on a T-bone suplex. Siren puts Raven in his sleeper, but Canyon puts on Siren as well before Joel Breaker puts everyone down. We get a tower duel with Canyon supports Siren and Raven putting Canyon in an electric chair. Raven tries double DDT on both guys, but only puts Siren down. Canyon and Raven head aside when Raven gets suplex onto the floor. Canyon misses splash off the scaffolding, but Siren catches Raven in the deck driver. Louie makes a save, but Horus comes in the layout. Horus picks up the south side and gets blinded by Louie's power. He caves Raven's head in, and deck driver to Raven gets Siren to pin.
Out of these 3, I actually expect the match to be better, to be honest. It was good. So far, the best match on the show. so far, obviously, but I expect it to be a little better. The ending story was also pretty muddled as well. Like, Horace got blinded, but still was able to hit Lodi in the head with a stop sign. So it got a little muddled, and the match, even though being the best in the show at this point, was still a little not as good as it should have been.
This is a mess. No, it's supposed to be. I'm still not sure where to go with the story from there. But it seemed to be Raven versus Savage. Kane was just there a few shots going. He did a good job. But that doesn't mean he helped the story to really change anything.
C-.
C. Up next is Psychosis versus Rey Mysterio. Bonus match, and the winner gets a cruiserweight title shot at a date to be determined. Since that's not important, and that's just all about Leno being nervous. Psychosis takes him to the mount of a headlock followed by an armbar. Ray tries to get up and gets taken back down to the wrist. The crowd's dead for this, but shouldn't shock anyone. Back up again, and Ray can't hook the total backbreaker, so Psychosis closes the round down for 2. Say up front suplex gets 2 from Psychosis, and he whips Ray from the corner. Ray's arms were wrapped around ropes in this corner, and the corner as this somehow gets him slower. It's not terrible, mind, but it's completely wrong style for these two to be working. Psychosis suplexes right down and goes on top, only to do the most obvious. I'm going to jump into his raised boost because I'm jumping straight down instead of doing any kind of move at all. Stop.
Yeah.
And one of the most obvious one in a long time I can remember. Ray finally realizes that he's the king of the cruiserweights and cartwheels at Psychosis before jumping on the shoulders for a spare him around. Believe it or not, the crowd's response to the high spot. After nothing note on the floor, Ray's a big cross back for 2, but has to turn around counter into the sell power. That's enough of the big shot. That was nerve full time. Ray fights up on the Psychosis' shoulders and gets dropped in his switch 2. They hang outside again where Psychosis does nothing. Back inside with Psychosis put on a half crab before going up top for a super Frankenstein for 2. Psychosis goes up top again, but turns his back to Ray, only to get drop kicked out on the floor. Ray falls up with a nice dive before throwing back in for a springboard or sunset foot for a close 2. Mysterio has suffered like a famouser with both legs across Psychosis' back, followed by slingshot moonsault for 2. Psychosis goes out with something resembling a famouser of his own for 2. But Ray avoids the charge and the West Coast pop, and West Coast pops his way to the normal good temperature.
Sort of the same description I had for this match. It could have been a lot better, but for some reason it didn't work as well as it usually does. I think Ray and Psychosis have had better matches, definitely in the past, but more importantly on night shows. I think I've seen them have better matches. Not bad, but not up to their quality that they usually have.
This felt like a car that was low on gas. You could go for a few minutes, but eventually it would spire and die. These two are capable of having some awesome matches, but instead they were happy with just laying around doing nothing most of the time. Ray was trying, but Psychosis looked horrible.
Yeah, funny enough, I think they've actually had a better match in ECW.
Alright.
Yeah. My grade for the match was a C.
A D+. Up next, team title Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus Stevie Ray. Before the match, Chavo shows off another handmade stamped document saying he's the team champion. So Stevie needs to come out and hear him on his belt. Chavo tries to do the handshake bit again, but Stevie runs away because he doesn't want to match by submission for some reason. It says Stevie just punches him and blocks the sunset flip with a choke.
Because that thing where it was the match previous, we actually...
Match would be
I think I reviewed it, or we both did.
I think we both did that one, yeah.
Yeah, we both reviewed the match where he walks up to Stevie Ray, shakes his hand, and immediately taps.
Yeah, so why didn't Stevie go again? He could have won it again.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Child builds a 4th thing now. It says Stevie's putting a hand blocks with system of a choke. Child builds a 4th, and now it's called as a version of the rope a dope. Guerrero tries to sneak in, but is caught in the slapjack, lift and pedigree, for the quick pin.
That would also be the name of a random WCW weapon that I don't think anyone knows what a slapjack is.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not sure why this match didn't be on the pay-per-view.
This was a nothing squash. And the match A saves Chavo from further being post match.
I'm not even sure if it was gradable, but if it was, it's enough.
It's not.
That's not gradable? Okay, so,
Jericho promises to keep the title wars. Malenko will be good tonight. Up next, Rick Steiner versus Scott Steiner. Rick is in jeans and a t-shirt. And here's JJ say, hang on a second. Apparently Scott's too injured to wrestle, and here he is on a stretcher with his arms and legs in cast, a neck brace, and on an oxygen tube. Rick's chair shot to Scott was so bad that even Buff's neck is re-injured. The match is rescheduled for full brawl, and the fans are livid. If Scott does that fight, full brawl, he's suspended for life. Scott jumps up and runs away from the charge of Rick to end this stupid bait switch.
They were livid? I thought there was more indifference.
No, they were angry for that one.
They were angry for that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear any reaction whatsoever towards it not happening.
Up next, Brian Adams versus Steve McMichael. And this is why they were livid. Another bonus match. This is about as welcome as anything painful. So as welcome as getting herpes. There you go. Brian, thank you. Actually, wait.
As welcome as terminal brain cancer.
Yes, they show each other around the start before not having a test of strength. We get the ugliest mistime sequence this side Tough Enough, as Adams missed the clothesline, and they just kind of ran into each other, and McMichael put on a front face lock.
We would probably see better series of moves in Tough Enough, actually.
Adams slams him down, drops a pair of legs for two. We hit the North Hole for a long time before Adams hits a neck breaker and bends Mongo over his knee. Mongo avoids the middle rope knee drop and comes out with a belly to back suplex. A few 3-point shoulders takes Adams down, but he shoves the ball and loads up on a pile driver, only to have the referee kicked in the face. Vincent tries to bring in the chair but cracks Adams by mistake. Set up the tombstone for the pin.
I'm not even going to give a description. It's not worth that much time.
E. As in Ebola. Which sounds a lot better than getting for this match I ever did. On to anything else, please.
Yes, literally.
The Nitro Girls, I think they may have been Nitro Girls, I don't know. Were they the Nitro Girls? The reject-looking Nitro Girls.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The girls that were surrounding Gene on the motorcycle. The ones that were dressed in the Nitro Girls.
No, they were not.
They
were not in the Nitro Girls.
Alright, so,
don't you dare insult the Nitro Girls.
Okay, a rejected hot-looking Kimberly lookalike, a reject hot-looking Kimberly, and 3 ugly women surrounded Gene on a motorcycle.
Don't you dare insult Kimberly either.
Well, that woman looked like Kimberly.
No, she didn't.
The one that you said was hot.
I said there. No, what I said was attractive.
Well,
I didn't say hot.
She looked like Kimberly, though, didn't she?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
They were dressed like the Nitro Girls, though.
No, they were not.
No, they weren't. The green and silver, the neon colors that they were.
They were wearing the cut-off t-shirt, a neon green t-shirt, and white pants.
The Nitro Girls.
No, they're not.
Are you sure it wasn't
They
that?
were not Nitro Girls. Don't you dare insult any of the Nitro Girls.
Hey, who?
Any of them.
Okay, wait.
I would have easily taken them on my screen.
I think one might be a Whisper, Rebecca.
No.
And one was Kimberly, definitely.
No. Neither. No.
And one was Stacy.
None of them were. Not one.
I think one was Stacy.
Not one of them were.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright. The one might have been Kimberly. I cracked hell with Kimberly myself. Up next, Cruiserweight title, Chris Jericho versus Juventud Guerrero. Dean Malenko is refereeing, and Jericho's defending. Jericho comes to the ring in a purple kimono.
For reasons.
Because that's the kind of guy he is.
Yes.
As always, he wants
That's how he rolls.
As always, he wants us to want him, but opts to tease the bikers instead. I wonder if there are any Aces and Ace fans in the crowd.
You know, almost a decade before Aces and Ace actually happened.
So probably.
Or over a decade before Aces and Ace happened.
So probably. Jericho takes him into the corner star, and Malenko tears him what he's supposed to do. Hoovy takes out Jericho's legs and chops away, but Jericho elbows him in the face taker again. Hoovy sent it forward, Jericho loads something on, but Dean pulls him to the mat by the hair. Well, at least according to today, the camera was on Hoovy the entire time. Back in, Hoovy slaves Jericho onto the mat, and Mr. Dropkick sends the champion outside. Hoovy chops off the platform into the back and for going inside for a huge plancha over the platform and into Jericho in the barricade. Back in, Hoovy gets a 2 off springboard cross body, but Jericho catches another cross body, attempting to suffer on a Hoovy driver. So, Dean's count was so slow, and the count off of the delay versus suplexes. He was slow work. Hoovy rolls out of 4 while Jericho yells at some fantasy for her hand and back splash for 2. We hit the chin-lock on Guerrero before Jericho stomps right until trash. The line still hits knees, and Hoovy comes back with chops and a Hurricane, a top rope spin wheel kick. It's the same slow 2 count. From Dean, with Jericho counts a running around to a powerbomb. Jericho kicks him out to the apron instead of covering, kicks Scoopy onto the floor. Backhand clothesline gets 2, and Guerrero, as the crowd is trying to hear about this right. A Jericho powerbomb is countered in DDT to wake the fans up a bit, and the Hoovy Charlie gets a 2 count. Jericho's dazed and still manages to crush Guerrero on top and suplex him back down. Hoovy rolls over 2 as a null Hurricane counter line chamber. He's running from the ropes down, and Jericho's getting frustrated. Hoovy pounds on the corner, DC seven poked in the eye. A belt shot lays out the challenger with D slow count and he's stunned. For 2, Jericho's ult take over, there's a no room. He kicks Dean in the chest that makes him only get snap. Bell Simon since the Suzuki ball. Dean launches in charge of Hoovy into the middle of Frank sign for the pin, and then title.
Best match on the show. Probably not up to what I expected. It's sort of my same description for every match on the show. Not as good as I expected, but at least it's in the ballpark. I did like the story of Jericho and Dean. I like their whole feud, and even this little part of it where Malenko cost Jericho the Cruiserweight title, even adds to the more. And I thought the match was really good as well.
This is my match of the night by far.
Yes.
The match was good, but what was wrong with the anchor this entire show? Maybe he did day something to do with it, but these matches have been all incredibly sluggish.
Yeah.
Hoovy was trying here, and Jericho was his usual great self, but they couldn't get so far. Again, though, I joined my Dylan series why they didn't have D take the title himself in the whole feud. But yeah.
Well, he did, but I think Jericho got it reversed. When Malenko was sick with pain.
Yeah, that's right.
I gave the match a D.
B. Next, Battle Royal. Goldberg, Scott Hall, Carpathian, The Giant, Scott Norton, Sting, Lex Luger, Kevin Nash, and Cody. You can be eliminated either over the top rope or by pin submission. Hall interrupts the ridiculously long entrances with the survey to keep the show going longer. The NWO factions brawl while Goldberg hides in a corner.
In a survey which I think failed for him because Black and White actually got boos.
Right, yeah.
NWO Wolfpack got heavily cheered, and Goldberg got slightly less cheered.
Yes. That lasted for around 15 seconds where Goldberg and Giant which should have been a regular match tonight in the first place.
Yes.
Again, that doesn't last long. The match breaks down the Ring Battle Royal. Hall is up the outside edge of Goldberg, but gets backdrop out. Nash eliminates himself. You can't make up jokes like this. And goes after Hall as Goldberg's first hanging down. Things just slow going, no one trying for elimination. Goldberg finally pounds the Giant, but just headbutt back against ropes. The fans chant for Goldberg as Giant takes down with a Russian leaf sweep. Norton breaks up Scorpion Temple and hangs the crowd board. Goldberg's first cone hand. And first him out before getting kicked in the corner by Giant. The NWO keeps slaying and Goldberg goes right back to the corner and wait for the next victim. A short wait to silence Spears and eliminates hanging before clothesline Sting and Norton for as well. We're down to Luger, Giant, Goldberg, but there's a spear to Luger so Giant can dump him. A chokeslam puts Goldberg down, but he does the Undertaker sail, and it's spear and jackhammer for the win.
I think this was a huge mess. It was sort of chaotic. I'm not even sure I got 100% of the action, to be honest. It was kind of dull. Goldberg was standing in the corner when he should be the guy that's just ready to fight anybody and everyone at any given moment. And then sort of like big stars were dealt with like little ceremony at all. Like Sting was dumped out at the same time as Scott Norton, which is really odd to me. Sting being the WCW holdover. Mm-hmm. Probably one of the more recognizable names in WCW.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you should get dumped out like that. Just things like that. I think one of the only redeeming things about this match is literally Goldberg spearing a jackhammer into Giant.
Holy sweet goodness, how did WCW survive this long? There were 8 eliminations in this match, and Goldberg has 6 of them. The other 2 were self-elimination, as someone Goldberg knocked out cold. There were conversely 5 pay-per-view title matches in there. Give or take. And Goldberg beat them all in less than 8 minutes. You could have easily had someone from Goldberg down and sent them up as a challenger. But instead, let's just have him destroy everyone and sent Nash to Nash losing. will just be silly. And leave you with...
The only way I see that is slightly redeemable if the long-term plan was Nash and Goldberg for Starrcade.
And leave you with no challengers. But hey, a bunch of fucking shit, right?
F plus because of the jackhammer and spear.
F. And the main event, Jay Leno and Domino Sage versus Eric Bischoff and Hollywood Hogan. That goes, they don't have enough video package to set this up. The one good thing about this is Liz rocking some jeans and chaps.
It's
an album.
I have a slightly different opinion about that because I don't think Liz should be anything else but ball gowns in a wrestling arena.
Oh, my fault.
It's a different look. It is an NWO Liz, but there's something wrong about her being in anything else but ball gowns in the wrestling arena.
My fault. Kevin Eubanks was looking good out there. That was the redeeming quality about the match. Kevin Eubanks.
He was bigger than Jay Leno. He was more muscular than Jay Leno.
Yeah.
I actually would have preferred him in the match than Jay Leno.
Leno is apparently here to defend his title as King of the Late Night. Kevin Eubanks is at ringside. Leno throws Warrior Hogan and Bishop on the floor to show how serious he is. Hogan and Page start, thank goodness. And we get the usual non-action headline by Wrist Lock. Page drives his shoulders and his big right hand, knocking Hogan down the left hand from Leno. Hogan set it for, and the ripped Kevin Eubanks sends him into the post. Yes, I gave him credit for being ripped. Leno leads and changes Hogan as leads into the match. Bishop comes in, Jay tries to guard him, but gets held back. Page strikes some kicks to the chest and insult to Leno. Bishop runs away to Hogan and Jay stays in. He points at his chin and makes fun of Hogan's boldness, which is about what you expect. Leno avoids a pair of right hands and tags the Page. Hogan clothesline Page down and is back to the driving shoulders. Leno comes back in the ground wrist, and one of the most painful things I can remember seeing is RSL. Hogan sells it.
He sells it for like a good 30 seconds too.
Yeah, he won't sell for Sting and Starrcade, but he's selling Jay Leno.
Exactly.
Hogan shoves it into the corner and drives a knee.
He wouldn't even completely sell for Ultimate Warrior 1996 because he kicked out at like a 3.2.
Right. But Leno grabs the wrist instead. Double clothesline, puts Hogan down. Leno gets two for nearly collapsing to tie in Page. Anyway, to be fair, Leno, he did his job and was actually trying.
Yeah.
So points for that. The wrestlers headed for, and Eubanks steals a chair from Hogan to keep Page in control. Back in, Bishop gets a kick to the back of his head to change his mind. Bishop gets his shots to make himself feel important before Hogan gets his shot with a foreign object to give everything a count. There's the big boot, but Page gets up before the lay jump takes him down with distance Lowry. Leno gets the hot tag, and we get the showdown with Bischoff, who drops Leno with Hogan in the eye. Jay comes down with a low blow with some right hands. First side, Bischoff does some buckles. Leno's totally diced, and everyone breaks down. Hogan hits Bischoff on the stage, and Eubanks hits a very good-looking diamond cutter on Bischoff to get Leno the pin.
Yeah. I know what you're going to say. And I know what you're going to thinking too, that I'm probably going to fail this match. And believe it or not, I'm not. Yeah, the match wasn't great at all. It was barely even entertaining. But I think it's an improvement on what they did with Malone and Rodman. Because their tag team match with Hogan and DDP went like 30 minutes. This was considerably shorter.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Malone was way better than Leno.
Yes, he was.
And Rodman.
Yes. However, they literally didn't take him seriously, and it's not like he pinned Hogan. Literally my one big negative for this match is Hogan selling a wrist lock for 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, it could be just, hey, he had leverage, he caught Hogan by surprise. Again, not necessarily great in the grand scheme of wrestling, but not exactly terrible in my eyes.
The match wasn't horrible, but it was incredibly stupid.
Yes.
I gotta like to reiterate that Leno did his job to the best of his ability. He did his comedy stuff and took a few shots from Hogan.
He actually did seem like he wanted to be there too.
Yeah.
So that doesn't always happen to celebrities.
I got the pin on Bischoff. He was big, but you knew that was going to happen as soon as this was announced. As for the booking, there were a bunch of all ideas that they could have gone with here, and this is probably the worst possible outcome. You could have gone with the Battle of the Billionaires idea, with Leno back in Page against Hogan in the singles match, and done the showdown with Bischoff that way. You could have swapped in Goldberg for Page and done Hogan versus Goldberg versus Hogan too, with the same Leno versus Bischoff outside stuff.
Yeah.
Do that, put Page in the Battle Royal, then get Goldberg's next challenger, which he is anyway, I believe that probably happened.
Yeah.
Yugo Dainos has gotten a better result, but will be WCW if they had gone that way.
I know I'm being really nice here, D.
This is going to be on Justice Skill, a D. Hogan and Bischoff getting more cheap shots until Goldberg coming in for a save. The good guys post to end the wrestling part of the show. The announcers told him we get a video on Full Brawl. And I think Gene interviewed some fans too. Because then a Travis Trick concert was getting ready to start. And the announcer drive face up as the concert starts on the show. Okay.
So wrestling was the pre-show for Travis Tritt.
Yes.
Overall, I gave it a D+. A really bad rating for a pay-per-view. Just because a good bit of the show was a failure. 5 matches, I believe.
Yes.
And the good parts of this pay-per-view weren't necessarily as good as they could be. It's kind of more or less the adjusted thing of surprise entertainment value of the main event, and that being adjusted for that. Again, the pay-per-view probably isn't the worst I've seen from WCW, but it's probably it's definitely nowhere near the best.
I grade the main event on Justice Skill. On Justice Skill, I refuse to do that for the pay-per-view. F. There's all I played. The show sucked. The only good match is the Cruiserweight title match, and maybe you can argue that a triple threat, which was done on Nitro just a few weeks earlier. By the way, WCW's in Craig Tailspin here, and it's not looking any better. But depending on your taste, things are about to get either a lot more fun or a lot worse, as the product's going to go from dull to awful in a hurry. And we'll be right back with our review. Oh, never mind. Our review for next
do we
week.
have time?
Yeah.
Alright, it's my turn, right?
Sure, just go. We're not watching a pre-show that has no matches?
Yeah.
Okay.
WWE Backlash 2005. Batista faces Triple H for the WWE Championship. Shawn Michaels teams with Hulk Hogan to face Muhammad Hassan and Daivari, Kane, and more.
I don't, and more is Chris Benoit is in the West Face match. And Chris Jericho versus Shawn Baker, I believe. And
believe it or not, this is a pay-per-view I don't think I've ever seen before.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So we'll see later. Oh, no, not later. Well, next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
For the regular reviews. Back to your regular scheduled programming.
Yes.
Say that.
Bye.